The rooster crowed, heralding the start of a new day on the farm. Its call echoed through the crisp morning air, a familiar sound that brought a sense of comfort and routine to the farm's inhabitants. Golden light spread across the fields, casting a warm glow over the landscape. The sunlight kissed the tops of the crops, promising growth and abundance. It was a sight that filled the hearts of the farmers with hope and anticipation for the day ahead. Farmer Ravi smiled as he looked out at his crops. The hard work and dedication he had poured into his fields were evident in the lush green plants that stretched out before him. He felt a deep sense of pride and satisfaction. It promised to be a good harvest. The crops were healthy and strong, swaying gently in the morning breeze. Ravi could almost taste the fruits of his labor, envisioning the bountiful yield that would soon be ready for harvest. But that night, everything changed. Elephants came. They were hungry. Under the cover of darkness, the majestic yet destructive creatures made their way into the fields, driven by their need to find food. The ground shook as they lumbered through the fields. Their massive feet trampled the crops, leaving a path of destruction in their wake. The once promising fields were now a chaotic scene of broken plants and disturbed soil. By morning, the crops were gone. The devastation was complete. The fields that had once been a source of pride and hope were now a stark reminder of nature's unpredictable power. Ravi's heart felt as trampled as his fields. The loss was not just of crops but of dreams and hard work. He stood in the midst of the destruction, feeling a deep sense of sorrow and helplessness. This was not the first time. Villagers were angry. The community had faced this challenge before, and the frustration was palpable. They gathered, voices raised in concern and anger, seeking a solution to protect their livelihoods. Something had to be done. The villagers knew they could not let this continue. They came together, determined to find a way to coexist with the elephants and safeguard their crops. The future of their community depended on it. The villagers gathered. Fear and anger filled the air. "We must chase them away," some shouted. "Build fences, strong fences," others cried. Ravi listened. He knew the elephants were dangerous, but he also remembered his grandfather's stories. Stories of a time when elephants roamed freely. The land where the village now stood was once part of their ancient migration path. Ravi stood up. He had an idea. He had been thinking about the problem for a long time, and now he felt ready to share his thoughts with the community. "What if, instead of pushing them away, we gave them a way through?" he suggested. His voice carried a sense of urgency and hope as he looked around at the faces of his fellow villagers. He proposed creating a corridor, a path through their lands, that would allow the elephants to pass without destroying their crops. This corridor would be a safe passage, a bridge between two worlds. At first people were doubtful. They had lived with the fear of elephants for so long, but Ravi was determined. He spoke with passion, his words painting a picture of coexistence. He reminded them of the stories of old, of a time when humans and elephants lived in harmony. He spoke of the ancient bonds between man and nature, and how they could be restored. The villagers began to listen, their hearts opening to the possibility of a new way. Section 4. Building a bridge, rebuilding trust. The villagers agreed to try. They worked together, clearing a path through their fields. They planted trees, creating a natural boundary. They left some of their own crops untouched as an offering to the elephants. Slowly the corridor began to take shape. It was a symbol of hope, a bridge between two worlds. Section 5. Harmony in the heart of the corridor. The next time the elephants came, they sensed the change. The air was different, filled with a sense of calm and safety. The corridor, once a place of tension and conflict, had transformed into a sanctuary for these majestic creatures. The elephants, with their keen senses, could feel the difference. They moved cautiously at first, but soon their steps became more confident as they realized the path was safe. They followed the corridor, their massive forms moving peacefully through the fields. The once perilous journey had become a tranquil passage. The fields, now a part of their natural route, seemed to welcome them. The elephants, in turn, respected the boundaries set by the villagers, understanding that this was a shared space. The villagers watched, their hearts filled with a mixture of awe and relief. The crops were safe. The elephants were safe. Ravi's idea had worked. The tension that once gripped the community had dissipated, replaced by a newfound respect for the elephants. The villagers had learned to see the elephants not as intruders, but as fellow inhabitants of the land. This shift in perspective brought a sense of peace and unity to the village. They had found a way to coexist. The corridor became a symbol of harmony, a testament to what can be achieved when humans and wildlife work together. The villagers and the elephants had forged an unspoken agreement, a mutual understanding that allowed both to thrive. This newfound harmony was not just beneficial for the elephants but for the entire ecosystem. The story of Ravi and the elephant corridor teaches us that even the biggest problems can be solved when we choose understanding over anger and cooperation over conflict. It shows us that solutions are possible when we look beyond our immediate needs and consider the well-being of all living beings. Ravi's vision and the villagers' willingness to embrace change had created a ripple effect, inspiring other communities to seek similar solutions. It reminds us that we share this planet with all living creatures and that finding ways to live together in harmony is not just possible, it is essential. The success of the Elephant Corridor serves as a powerful reminder that our actions have a profound impact on the world around us. By fostering a spirit of coexistence, we can create a future where both humans and wildlife can flourish. This story is a beacon of hope, showing that with empathy and collaboration, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges.